River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You're concerned Toms River resident. The reason we do the show, because you're concerned. Today we got a fairly busy show. We're going to talk about some of the local businesses. We're going to talk about Murphy's budget that he just announced. You got the Toms River is marching on Trenton. I got to get my notes in order here. And we're going to talk a little Toms River politics. Tom Kelleher is up for re-election. He's probably going to announce very soon. But first off, you got everything on the bottom of the screen. You need to get in touch with me with Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. If you got an issue, consumer-wise, county-wise, municipal, in Toms River or Seaside Heights, I can talk to either Mayor Kelleher or Mayor Boz. Joe Picari, I can get to the county freeholders, all that stuff. If you have an issue, give me a call or email. Send me a tweet, that sort of thing, and we will be more than happy. These cameras have a lot of pull, and I got a pretty good track record with consumer issues. So I'm in my death battle here at Home Depot, but we will eventually succeed in that. For that matter, I was just talking to Senator Sacco. There's a Home Depot in North Bergen. Sure enough, Senator Sacco had some connection. So if I don't have the connection, somebody has a connection. And I'll reach out for that somebody in whatever the consumer or county or municipal issue is, and I will get you the satisfaction you need. Actually, I spoke to a lot of Home Depot people last Friday after I spoke to Senator Nicholas Sacco from North Bergen. He's also the mayor of North Bergen. He's probably the most successful mayor, municipally wise, in the state. Basically, if you want to be a good mayor, whatever Nick Sacco does today, you do tomorrow, you'll be good. I am anal when it comes to taking care of my cars. And I got a Lincoln, 2007 Lincoln, not new. We purchased for Mom. It was low to the ground. Mom had hip surgery. We needed something low. A friend of mine, Mario, had this from Goya Auto Repair in Jersey City. He said, Pat, take this, drive it. You're going to like the car. And it's low for your mom, because I had an Audi, but the Audi was wrecked. Somebody smashed into it, and it was a low car. So we got this for Mom, and unfortunately, Mom passed away. So I still have the car. And I want to bring it back to Goya to get some work done on it that he promised to do when I bought the car. But I looked at the oil the other day. I said, man, I got to get this oil change. It's starting to have that, starting to turn color. So I went to ProCat here in Toms River on Route 37. I also want to say I supply all my own material, my own oil, my own filters. I want the best you can get in my cars. What a professional operation ProCat is on Route 37. You got the big ProCat, and you got a small one they're opening up like an Oil Express. Man, I tell you, they did a good job in the car. They didn't try to oversell me. They sent me they emailed me pictures of everything that was wrong with the car. Most of the stuff I knew, some of this other stuff I didn't, but we'll get it taken care of. I'm going to tell you, if I ever have a problem with Goya, and I doubt if I'll have a problem with Mario and the gang up there, I would go to ProCat in a minute. I probably will do some work with ProCat. And the same thing with Epi's. Epi's got a good reputation. If I was going to buy another car in Toms River, I would go to Bayshore Auto Sales, right on the edge of the bridge there on 37. Always has good cars, nice and clean, turns them over often. He's always got fresh stock in there because he probably has the lowest prices on Route 37. You can buy a car from Pat over there at Bayshore, go over to Steve at ProCat, and I got to get a haircut, so I'll be going to Leo's pretty soon over here on 37. I'm trying to get to work with all the businesses down here because I want to get very involved with Route 37. We can create jobs, you get more money for the town, but right now we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show? I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.com.
toms-river.org.
We're back watching the Toms River Show. Pat O'Melia here. But that matters. I continue to try to get to know the business community on Route 37, both sides, east and west. I have to get some dental work done. My bridge, I was a rough and tumble guy. I had to get my bridge replaced because for years when I got hit with a locking bar handle, I told you, they put veneers on. You shouldn't get veneers all the time because you can't see what's going on with your teeth and it covers everything. You can't brush everything, but neither here nor there. Ocean Dental on Route 37, I'll be going to see them. So I'm trying to get to know all the businesses here in Toms River on Route 37. I think there's a lot of potential there on Route 37 to get more businesses, and with Seaside Heights being the magnet. And with Seaside Heights going family, 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 with Mayor Boz, we should get more foot traffic, or more car traffic coming down 37. That could only help everything on Route 37, all the businesses. And again, that creates jobs. You should be shopping on Route 37 more often, but we'll follow up. Mayor Kelleher, sometime this month in March, will announce if he is going to seek re-election for mayor. His poll numbers aren't exactly jumping out at you. I think Tom's done a good job. It's very difficult in the state of New Jersey to do a good job and control the budget and your taxes because there's so many things beyond your control as a mayor. Now, I see it, Jersey City guy is all used. At one time, people were, the gene pool is from Jersey City. I see it with Mayor Fuller. Now, he's held the budget. I don't think he's ever done a budget increase since the very first year he was mayor, and he's in like his 6th year now. It is very difficult, but there is far more funding coming into Jersey City, more revenue stream than Toms River. The big issues facing Tommy Kelleher is the same. It's development and taxes. Now, in 2018, the taxes went up almost 2% in Toms River. Not a lot, but, in 2019, they're going up again because of that referendum with the school. And Mayor Kelleher has got to look at what happened with the last municipal election where the Democrats swept the council seats. And that's going to be an omen. There's a change coming. There's a change coming in Ocean County. The Dems will focus on Ocean County this time. Before it was kind of, it's a Republican stronghold, things will be fine, but people are getting crushed money-wise, tax-wise here in Toms River. And it is ripe for change. Now, when a tax bill comes out for Toms River, it never assigns blame on a tax bill. It's just, it gives you a breakdown, but everybody sees the tax bill and you automatically blame the mayor. But your school taxes in there, your county taxes in there, and the mayor, takes the hit for it. You'll always remember your mayor and your president. Not many people remember a council person or an assemblyman, that sort of thing. Mayor is very important. It's like the president of the town, of the city. And the buck stops with them. And people aren't happy with development and taxes. And there are other odds and issues here in Toms River. And I think Mayor Kelleher has done a fine job. But I think the people of Toms River are going to want change. And again, is going to be a focus on Toms River. Polling-wise, looks like Mo Hill right now is the front runner. Now, nobody from the Democratic side has announced they're going to run. And, Wyatt Earp and the Ocean County Dems and your Toms River Dems, they see this opening. They see the waves of change coming. Now, the front runner, like I said, is Mo Hill. We don't have a Dem, but you can expect the state Democratic forces to focus on Toms River this time. They see an opening. There's blood in the water, as they say. And you're going to see a lot. If Wyatt Earp, the head of the Ocean County Dems, can't push it through, there will be people pushing Wyatt Earp statewide. And some of these people's names you're hearing are iconic in the state Democratic Party. If they get involved in Ocean County, it is going to make it extremely difficult for a Republican to win. Now, again, factors, council, Democrats swept the council last time. George Gilmore, political genius, and the Ocean County power broker, is busy right now with some personal issues. So he is not going to be the factor he has been in the past. The Dems control Trenton, Murphy, the Assembly, the Senate. They can bring activity to Toms River. And these are the things we've been talking about on the Toms River Show for a while. But what I'm predicting here is a perfect storm. Dems swept the council last time. Gilmore is occupied. Dems are controlling everything in the state. And they'd like to control Ocean County, too. Listen, they're not going to put a lot of attention on Hudson County. They know they're going to win Hudson County. They're not going to put a lot of attention on Essex County and those kind of elections. They're going to be paying attention in Ocean. Now, what does Tom Kelleher, or Mo Hill in this case, do to offset that? Well, you got to figure out how you're going to cut taxes. How are you going to cut the bill to the residents and the property owners of Toms River? We have preached shared services on the Toms River show here for probably the last 2 years. None of that has stepped forward in Toms River. And there's kingdoms, and there's unions, and there's political influence that stops a lot of this. But what needs to go forward, and it's going to be a theme through the show today, is shared services. You've got to reduce the cost of living in Toms River. And then Kelleher or Hill need to make that job one. And that election's in November, so they got time to do this. And both of them have the ability to start looking at shared services here. You have to cut the operating expense of Toms River. You know, you got to start working with the surrounding towns. How can we do shared services? How, if we have the equipment, can we charge Lavalette or Seaside Heights or Seaside Park to pay, whatever the case is? Can our DPW work in those towns? The same thing with the county. You know, you take Route 37, you got the county running around, you got the state, and you got Toms River. If the state's coming in to do work on Route 37, Toms River should step in and say, listen, we got the people, we got the equipment, and we're here. Let us do it, and we'll bill you. The more revenue you got coming in, the more shared services, the less reliance there is on the property owners. And that's what needs to happen. All right, we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend. Pan & Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panandpintoproperties.com. Pan & Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Toms River Show, I'm back. You're here. Let's do this, baby. Don't forget, live stream. We archive all our shows there. You can go back and you can watch previous Toms River shows, all our other programming. We have some new programming coming, some law enforcement programming coming. Talking about something with the art community. But everything is archived there, so you can go to live stream. Download the app. You put it on your phone, your tablet, your computer. And you, not only my programming's there from Hudson Media and Ready to Roll, but you got a whole lot of other programming there. So it's worth having, and it's free. The Toms River school system marched on trend. And, you know, it's great symbolism. We're marching, we're upset, there's going to be tax cuts. Yes, they are proposing huge tax cuts in Toms River. I think Jersey City, my hometown, they're proposing about $180 million over 7 years in tax cuts. But that's kind of fluid right now. Because there is what would be a whisper. It's turning into a loud hum now about changing how the schools are funded and how that money is distributed across the state. It is time. This isn't the 20s and the 30s or the 50s. It is time we look at how this New Jersey school system is set up. And there's a lot of kingdoms in here. But yeah, Toms River, as it stands now, you're losing about $80 million, and that'll be phased in over 7 years if it stays on the road it's on now. Jersey City loses 180, I believe the number is. Jersey City has enacted a payroll tax, which is in the courts. And as a layman, I think it's illegal because we're going to tax people who don't use the service. But that seems to be a common thing now, taxing people who don't use the service. We're going to tax people in Jersey City who don't live in Jersey City, a payroll tax on non-residents. That doesn't sound, it's like taxation without representation. They used to have tea parties over that. But there's a lot of that going on. You got congestion pricing in New York City they're going to introduce. And that money's going to be used to fund the subways. Well, these people aren't using the subways. Why the hell are they funding it? But that seems to be, we're going to pass a new tax on parking in Jersey City, throughout the state, on garage spaces. Now, in Jersey City, we're looking at this heavy. They just passed, they're going to put a fee on parking, parking rides, big parking lots, in 6 of the cities, Jersey City being one. There's Camden, Paterson, Newark. And that money, 3.5%, you'll be exempt with a 1 or 2 family home. But outside of that, if you got garage space you rent, you're going to pay a vig on that to the state. And that money is going to be used to improve transportation access to the various bus stations and train stations. Again, by the people who don't use that service. They're driving cars. They pay a fuel tax and registration fees and all that. But that seems to be the thing now. Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to challenge all that. Why are you being charged for something you're not going to use? Let's get back to what we're talking about here. Aside from what's happening with Toms River, and if the taxation for school and the distribution stays the same, Toms River is going to lose a lot. But here is the overriding problem. And Senator Steve Sweeney, who is really positioning himself to be the next governor of New Jersey, unless Murphy swings something around, because I had high hopes. I'll get into Murphy, but I had high hopes of him. There are like 565 school districts in the state of New Jersey. There's more school districts than there are municipalities. And I was just listening to a guy on the radio said there were 590 school districts. Wouldn't surprise me. They popped up some from here or there. But my research was 565. And if you look at all of these kingdoms, and that's what they are, all these school districts are kingdoms. Because there's people who control each one of the school districts. There's school boards that have to be elected and paid for, and elections that have to be paid for. There are thousands of superintendents and deputy superintendents or assistant superintendents all over the state, to the tune of something like $140 million a year. Do we need thousands of superintendents and assistant superintendents? Of course not. Now, what Senator Sweeney is proposing is to do away with the 565 school districts. Really, you have to, because they're all like little kingdoms here. And make it 21 county school districts, which once you start that, you start reducing. Now, again, you got the 565 school districts would reduce to 21. Now, we're used to how county services work. So we would look at it as a county, we have some issues with county services, but we would cut down the size of the districts. You'd have 21 counties, 21 school districts. And right off the bat, do you need 565 superintendents? Of course not, all these. You start streamlining it. You start looking at the redundancy. Now, this wouldn't affect teachers because we still need the teachers. But there are so many other payrolls that are coming out of that. That has to be looked at. Do I need 565 school boards? Of course not. Do we need all principal and assistant principal and this principal? Of course not. That has to be looked at. And you're paying for it. Now, notice, teachers union, listen, we're not going to lose teachers. But you're going to lose superintendents. You're going to lose these various levels of management. And it is time that you have to look at it. You have your tax bill. The school is just eating you up. And it has to be addressed. And like I said, when you have 565 different school districts, and each one of them have management in place, there's a problem. And Sweeney's on the right. He's on the right road. You eliminate the school boards. You eliminate the gotcha referendums that these school boards run out, and the state gets stuck with a third of those referendums that you have to pay for. Your town may be getting, well, we'll have to pay 70% of the referendum, but they don't tell you there's like 10, 15 other referendums going on in the state that you're going to pay for. That has to be controlled. It will be amazing if you looked at the school budget and how it is funded, if you just went and took a management review of it and the redundancy and do we need this, do we need that, do we need 565 of any of these? No. And that's what Sweeney's talking about. Steps need to be taken to make New Jersey affordable. And the first thing you can look at is the New Jersey school system. All right, we're going to be back and we're going to talk about Murphy's Budget. You're watching the Toms River Show.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. Pat O'Melia, Toms River Show. You're interested? I got my coffee. I got this coffee pot, Black & Decker coffee pot here. If you don't do everything right, this thing will malfunction. Yeah, it's a great pot, but that cup that you put in the machine, that's got to be just right. Yeah, I got one in the North Bergen facility. I don't think you can make a mistake with this thing. And this is so much high tech. The one I got in North Bergen, I got from the Queen Castle. Dave, I traded in one of my green tickets for this red. I don't know who make it. I don't even know there is a make on that. I don't care what you do. You can't make a mistake with that pot of coffee. This one, the thing will jam up or overflow. And you got to make sure everything is right with that coffee pot. Murphy's Budget. But it makes a good pot of coffee if it doesn't overflow on you. I always sit there and watch and make sure it starts dripping out right. Murphy's Budget. Now, I taped this thing ahead of you airing it, so I didn't actually hear the budget yet. I just spoke to some of the people who were involved. They're going down. They're going to see it, my senator friends. Here's what he's looking at. He's looking at putting in a millionaire's tax. Now, it always say, tax that millionaire. I got a problem when we tax people because of their status. I have a problem when we tax, we're raising our kids to do the best they can in life. We've sent them to school. We've done everything we could so they can make a good living. I got a problem because they went to school. They got the education. This person acquired the skills or the craft, whatever it is, to ensure they have a good life. Because of that, we have to get them because they're making too much money and these other people aren't. We got to help the working poor. Well, again, that's class warfare. And I'm not a millionaire, I'm a hundredaire. But I appreciate it. If somebody went to medical school or they became an engineer, whatever the case is, that family made sure that kid did a good job or they made good investments and their family for years was in real estate and somebody started that. And just because that person's successful doesn't mean we should Robin Hood it and grab their money and give it to other people. That's just not the American way. But that's what's being proposed. Now, what Murphy wants to do with robbing from the rich is to increase school spending on kindergarten through grade 12. How much more money are we going to throw at the school system? Here I got Murphy. We're going to raise more money so we can put more money in the school system. And on the other hand, I got Sweeney. That's probably why these taxes aren't going to fly. And Coughlin, the head of the assembly, they're not into this either. Because they realize you can't every freaking week announce another tax. And that's what's happened. Whether it's state or local, there's another tax every week. And somebody called it death by 1,000 cuts. Well, that's pretty much a good description of it. We need, we need to raise more money so we get to the schools for kindergarten to grade 12. And as Sweeney saying, listen, we got to get a handle on these school expenses. You got the 565 districts. We need to reduce that because there's so much redundancy. And there isn't a person who would say, no, we need to keep 565 school districts instead of reducing that. Come on. New Jersey Transit. Just how much more money are we going to throw at this? He wants to get money so we can put it into New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Transit, you got to do some house cleaning there. At one time, this thing ran without all this additional funding. So something is wrong where 10 years ago, it was the model. Now, it's the worst. Something's wrong there. And it's not the lack of money. Throwing more money at New Jersey Transit isn't the answer. It's never the answer, throwing more money at it. We need to look at, listen, I've seen it up in North Jersey, Jersey City, where private bus, we don't have private bus companies running in local anymore. Private bus company, because of whatever reason, in Jersey City, we didn't have jobs anymore because we got out of the business of jobs and built condos and residential. So there's no place to take a bus anymore. So the buses would go out of business. We're discontinuing this line. Back in Jersey City, you had the Montgomery bus, the Central Avenue bus, the Garfield, the Boulevard bus. These buses were iconic. But things changed. Jersey City changed. And there weren't people taking the buses anymore because there was nobody taking jobs to go anywhere. And we blew up Journal Square with the Path building, so there was nobody going to Journal Square. And so all those bus lines disappeared. So New Jersey Transit, politically, was asked to step in and run buses. Well, they weren't making money in the private sector. They weren't making money in the government sector of New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Transit was running lines that weren't profitable. And people say, well, we're going to have mass transit. If it's not making money, there's a problem. If a bus or a train or whatever can't cover at least break even, or maybe a small stipend from the state, then there's something wrong. There's no business that can continue to lose money and be successful. But in New Jersey Transit, we keep shoveling money at it. Free community college. Listen, because of tax dollars, you get public schools from kindergarten to 12. How far are we going to go? Because there's no such thing as free, mind you. Nobody's donating their time teaching those classes or the heat, light, and power or the buildings or the books or the computers. None of that's donated. That's paid for. And you're the one paying for it. Now, you've had kids who went to school. You're paid. And everybody paid. That's changing. And they say, well, we got to have free school so we can get people educated. People have been educated all through. Right? Kids have debts. My daughter's a PhD. She's got student debt. But, eventually a PhD is going to pay off for the kid. And then we go back to the other thing, the Robin Hood thing, but that's another thing. Murphy wants to use the millionaire tax to pay down the pension debt. Admirable. But I thought we were using lottery money for that. But what we don't see, and remember, there's pension, we misuse the money. So the government's got to figure out how to come up with that. I start to think Murphy's looking for a job beyond being a governor. Maybe as a Dem president, he's going to be the head of the Treasury or something. You can't keep going and say, tax, 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 when you're in the number one tax state. People aren't going to go for that. You're on that, like I call the memorial, the Florio Corzine McGreevy Memorial Highway. He's rambling down to exit one and done. And he's really positioning Sweeney. Unless in another couple of years, this all works out somehow. But I don't see how this is done. Not one time has anybody ever mentioned we want to dedicate this new revenue, whether it's from the marijuana or the gambling or e-cigarettes, whatever, towards reducing property taxes. Nobody does that. Mandate some changes. Mandate consolidation in municipalities. Mandate shared services. Cut the expense in New Jersey. That's what we want to hear. All right, we're at a show. You're watching the Toms River Show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.